Hello everyone. Welcome to the second lesson on the concepts of sets. In this lesson, we will learn about the types of sets and solve some questions based on sets. Well, this is not something new to you, but still, let's review. The first type of set is the finite set. What is a finite set? A set in which the number of elements or members are limited or countable. Let's take an example. Let set A be the letters in the English alphabet. So, how many letters are there in the English alphabet? 26. Are there any more letters? No. So, it means it is limited and countable. Let's look at another example. Set of integers between -3 and 3. So, let set B be the integers between -3 and 3. So they are also limited and countable. Next, infinite set. A set in which the number of elements are not fixed, unlimited and uncountable. Means it is humanly not possible to count them. For example, set of all the natural numbers. Let set C be the natural numbers, set of all natural numbers. Now if you start counting natural numbers from 1, you may go on and it will never end. So for that reason, we show the dotted lines inside the braces as a sign of continuation of the elements. It means it will never end. Let's look at another example for infinite set. Set of all the integers. Now we have both positive as well as negative integers including 0. So here set D represents the set of all integers. Now it is not possible to represent all the integers, so we show dotted lines on both sides inside the set. Is that clear? Next, empty set. What is an empty set? The set which contains no element is called an empty set, null set or a void set. We can call it either of the three. Let's look at an example. Set of all the natural numbers less than 1. Now is there any natural number that is less than 1? There is no natural number less than 1. How can we denote an empty set? We can denote an empty set using either of these two symbols. We can use the first one with an open brace and a closed brace without any element inside, or we can use this symbol which is also called phi. Let's move. Singleton set. A set that contains only one element is called a singleton set. Let's look at an example. So here set A contains only one element, that is 0. Then we have set B which contains only one element, that is A. Now what will a set that contains two elements be called? So the set which contains two elements or two members is called a pair set. Is that clear? Next, cardinal number of a set. Now this is not a set. Cardinal number of a set simply means the number of elements of a set. So let's take this example of set A. So the elements of set A are A, B and C. Now how many elements are there? 1, 2 and 3. So 3 elements, right? So the cardinal number of this set will be 3. So the cardinal number of set A is 3. And how do we denote this? We denote it using n, then the set name in the bracket is equal to 3. So this is the way to represent the cardinal number of a set. Is that clear? Next, A quick question to you all. What is the cardinal number of an empty set? Well, if you said 0, then you are right. Cardinal number of an empty set is 0 because there are no elements inside an empty set. Clear? Next, equivalent sets. What is an equivalent set? If two sets contain the same number of elements, they are called equivalent sets. Let's take an example. A has the elements 2, 4, 6. Set B has the elements A, B, C. Now if we count the number of elements in set A, there are 3 elements, and if we count the number of elements in B, there are 3 elements. So here, if I see the cardinal number of A and the cardinal number of B, both are 3, isn't it? So NA will be 3 and NB will also be 3. Now if such a case happens, then these two sets are said to be equivalent sets. So here NA is equal to B. So when NA is equal to B, they are called equivalent sets. So therefore, set A and B are equivalent sets, and we represent it using the symbol showing the arrow on both the sides. This is the symbol to show that the two sets are equivalent. Is that clear? Let's move on. Equal sets. If all the elements of one set is present in another set and vice versa, they are said to be equal sets. Let's take an example. A includes the elements A, B and C, and B includes the elements C, A and B. Now if you carefully observe, the elements of set A are A, B, and C, and the elements of set B are also A, B and C. So here it doesn't matter the order is different. Here if A has these elements and B also has these elements, it means that both the sets are equal sets. So we can say set A is equal to B, and you can denote using this equal sign to represent that the two sets are equal. Next, universal set. It is a set that includes all the elements or objects that is being discussed. What do we mean by this? Let's look at an example. If set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and set B includes the elements 5 and 6 and set C includes the elements 7, 8 and 9. Now what will be a universal set? A set that includes all the elements or objects that are being discussed. So here a set that will include all the elements will be a set like this, which includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this set will be named or called the universal set. And how do we write a universal set? We indicate a universal set using the symbol U, or we can use this symbol, which looks like E. Is that clear? Let's practice. Find the cardinal number of the following sets. So here G is given X such that X is less than 5 and X belongs to whole numbers. Now, can we identify or count the cardinal number of this set? No. Why? Because it is written in set builder form. If we want to know the cardinal number, then we need to represent the set in the roster form. So let's represent. So X such that X is less than 5 and X belongs to whole numbers, and whole number starts from 0. So we can say the elements are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 because it is x is less than 5. So now we can clearly see the elements. Now they are asking to find the cardinal number. So what will the cardinal number of this set be? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 elements. So the cardinal number of set G will be 5. So N G is equal to 5. Clear? Next question. H is equal to x such that x is less than 1 and x belongs to natural numbers. Now let's write the set in roster form. So here look, x is less than 1 and x belongs to natural numbers. Now is there any number less than 1 that is a natural number? No. So it means set H will have no elements. So we can represent H is equal to an empty set, or you can use the symbol phi. H is equal to phi. And what will the cardinal number of this set be now? 0. So N H is equal to 0. Next, let P is equal to 1, minus 1. Q is equal to x such that x square is equal to 4 and x belongs to integers. R is equal to -2, -1 and 1. Now we have to state which of the following is true. Let's look at the questions. So here first question is P is equivalent to Q. Now you have to state whether it is true or false. So for finding whether two sets are equivalent or not, we need to know the cardinal numbers. Means the number of elements in both the sets should be the same. The number of elements, remember. So where is P? Here we have set P and here we have set Q. But if you observe, set Q is not given in the roster form. So means the elements are not visible here clearly. So we need to find out the elements first in the roster form. Let's understand this. So x square is equal to 4. Means x is such a value that if you square it, you will get 4. And x belongs to integers. So what is the number that we can square to get 4? 2, isn't it? Now it belongs to integers, means we can see the negative integers as well. Positive as well as the negative. So -2, if we square -2, that will also result in 4. So we can say the elements of set Q are -2 and 2. Now there are no other values of x that on squaring you will get 4. Is that clear? So here now we can compare the two elements of both the sets P and set Q. Now what is the cardinal number or the number of elements of set P? 2, 1, 2. What is the cardinal number or the number of elements of set Q? 1, 2. So it means NP is equal to NQ. So we can say that the two sets are equivalent. So the first statement is true. Next, P is equal to Q. Now for being equal, the set should contain the same elements. Means the elements should be the same, not the number. Anyways, the number of elements should be the same, but the elements itself should be the same elements. So here set P has 1 and -1. And what are the elements of Q? -2 and 2. Are the elements same? No. So it means this is false. Next, Q is equivalent to R. Now Q is equal to what are the elements of Q? -2 and 2. And elements of R are -2, 1, -1 and 1. Number of elements 1 and 2 here in Q, and number of elements in R 1, 2, 3. So the cardinal number of these two sets are not the same. So Q is not equivalent to R. It is false. Next, P equivalent to R. So where is P? Now for being equivalent, we have to see the cardinal number. How many elements are there here? 1, 2 in P. And in R, how many elements are there? 1, 2 and 3. Means their cardinal number are not same. So it means it is false. Clear? Next, Q is equal to R. Now for being equal, we need to see that the elements are the same. Okay, so set Q, the elements are negative 2 and 2. And what are the elements of set R? Negative 2, negative 1, 1. Means the elements are not the same. Means they are not equal. So it is false. Next, P is equal to R. Let's look at the elements of P. 1 and negative 1. What are the elements of R? Negative 2, negative 1, 1. So here all the elements are not equal to the. Now the elements in both the sets are not equal. Here they have negative 2, but in P we don't have negative 2. So means both the sets are not equal. It means it is false. Now let's move on to the next question. Let A is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. Means we can clearly see that they are the set of odd natural numbers. And set B is x such that x is equal to 2n minus 1, n belongs to natural numbers. Now this is given in set builder form. C is x such that x is equal to 4n minus 1 and n belongs to natural numbers. Now what we have to do, let's read. Prove that number 1, A is equal to B, and number 2, C is not equal to B. So let's take the first one. Let's try to prove that set A is equal to set B. Now for set A and set B, to prove them equal, let's take the set A as the left hand side and represent the set in the roster form. So set A is already given in roster form. Now let's try to see set B. So we need to represent the elements of set B in the roster form. Now let's remove this C from here for time being. So here we have this expression 2n minus 1 for the values of x. So n belongs to natural numbers. Now we can substitute the value of n to be the natural numbers. So let's take the first natural number 1 for n. So 2 into 1. So 2 into 1 gives you 2. 2 minus 1 will give you 1. So the first element of set B will be 1. Let's substitute the next natural number 2. So n is equal to 2 now. So 2 2s are 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So we'll substitute. We'll put the value 3 here. Next, substitute the next natural number. So n belongs to natural numbers. So next value will be 3. So let's substitute 3 here. 2 3s are 6. 6 minus 1, 5. So let's put 5 here. Next natural number will be 4. So 2 4s are 8. 8 minus 1, 7. Now if you observe that these are also the odd natural numbers and there is no range given, so it means it will continue. So we can show the continuation using dotted lines. And if you observe that the left hand side means the value elements of set A and the elements of set B both are the same. So here we had to prove that A is equal to B. So here we can see the elements of set A and the elements of set B both are the same. So it means LHS is equal to RHS, and if LHS is equal to RHS, we can say that set A is equal to set B. Hence proved. Clear? Now let's take the next part of this question, where C is, we have to prove that set C is not equal to set B. So to prove C is not equal to set C is not equal to set B, let's take C on the left hand side and B on the right hand side. So let's represent the values of set C. Now we have to look for C and B, so let's write LHS, and but the elements of set C are not given. Here it is represented in the set builder form, so we need to find the elements in the roster form. So here n belongs to natural numbers, so here the expression is given 4n minus 1, isn't it? So we can substitute the values of n as natural numbers. So if we take 1 here, 4 ones are 4 minus 1, that will give you 3. So the first element of set C is 3. Next, if we substitute 2, 4 twos are 8. 8 minus 1 will get 7. Next, 4 threes are 12. 12 minus 1 will get 11. Next value, let's substitute 4. 4 fours are 16. 16 minus 1 will get 15. Now, there is no limit given. Let's put a continuation sign and close the braces. Now let's try to get the elements of set B, which we had already found in the previous question. So we can directly represent the elements of set B here in the roster form. Now if we observe and compare the two elements, compare between the elements of set C and set B, we will see that the elements are not the same. They are not equal. So here LHS is not equal to RHS. So it means we can say that C is not equal to B. So set C is not equal to set B. We have proved. So we'll write hence proved. Is clear?